Hello folks, calls, let's do this. Hello guys, R7 on a Thursday. We are relaxing and we are chilling. I don't even know if anyone's watching according to those numbers. Let's have a look. It is working, isn't it? That can't be right. Nah, that's not right. It says we've got 6 watching on Facebook and no one watching anywhere else. The numbers are definitely off. Listen, let me know in the comments if you are here. I see loads of people. I see Ash on Facebook, Miko on YouTube, Insane, Robo Joe, Roger, Marianne, Pagan, Joanne. Lots of people. I'm worried. 5 people. What's going on? Is there a football match going on? Right, the battle plan is I'm here for the next hour and a half-ish. Yeah, and then it's back home for writing. A quick update, I need to let you know, yeah, if you back the book on Kickstarter, the Pledge Manager backer kit is open now. If you go to Kickstarter, the latest update on Kickstarter has all the information and the links and all that sort of stuff. Now, if you're new to if you're new to Kickstarter and you don't know how Kickstarter works, yeah, Kickstarter is where you pledge your money, but Backer Kit and the Pledge Manager is where you fill in your shipping details, actually set what you want to receive with your money, sort shipping and all that sort of stuff. The shipping costs, we've got them lower than we predicted we could get them during the campaign. Yeah, so we're really happy about that. They're all on the update yet, so that's great. The really big thing, yeah, is we put out a sample spread from the book, 4 pages. Now this is the mini section on dealing with warping. It covers why warping happens, different materials you can use to combat it, different things you can do in the build stage to deal with it, why it happens after it's built and what you can do about it then, and all those sort of factors. So it's 4 pages from the book. Okay, approximately 3,500 words and a couple of pictures. It's a self-contained section, so even if you're not jumping on for the book, you can go to the Kickstarter update, download the sample spread from the PDF, and you will have you will have basically a PDF for dealing with warping, yeah, completely for free. So go check that out, guys. Yeah. 41, it says, Evening Terrainiacs, unrelated questions. What's the name of the book that's coming out, because I want to buy it? It's called Terrain Essentials. Go and have a Google for Backer Kit Terrain Essentials, or go to the If you didn't back the book, but you'd like a copy, you can go to Backer Kit, okay, and you can order a copy there and jump on the first print run. So you don't have to wait till it comes out in retail in early next year. You can put an order in now, and you'll receive it when we do the processing of the first run. Is it going to be possible to buy a PDF of the book at some point? I would love to back the Kickstarter of the book, but the money wasn't there. Yes, mate, you can buy a PDF of the book. We've also managed to do it so that if you buy a PDF, but perhaps you want like the colour reference chart, that was an add-on, you can order that separately and just pay a little bit of shipping for that. So that so that even if you're not getting a book, you can still get real physical products. We figured that out as well. That's all on Backer Kit. You can get the PDF on Backer Kit. The PDFs won't come out until the book is released to backers. Okay, the reason being is what we don't want to do is, although we'll probably have the PDF finished before the book's finished printing and to fulfillment centres, we don't want to send it out to people and so they have a look through the PDF and then, you know, they know what's coming in the book. We really want the book to be like the first eyes on. So PDFs will go out pretty much the same time as we're sure the books are in the post. Okay, if you want to jump onto a PDF. Sander's saying, how did you miss the Kickstarter? Loads of people miss the Kickstarter. I get loads of emails from people saying they've missed it. Hey, Ninja, does anyone know what EPVC is sold for in the States? You're looking for 2 brand names. You're either looking for Foamex board or Palite board. Palite, I think it's Palite or something along those, but it's the Lite light, not, you know, these sort of lights. Yeah, but Palite or Foamex are the major brands of EPVC. So, I mean, they are American brands, so you should be able to get them. I'm just having a look to see what I've got and whether I've got what branding it's got on it. So, we got, there's another one. Right, this stuff is from someone called Falcon Plus. Now this stuff, this is heavy duty. EPVC comes in different thicknesses and hardnesses. Yeah, quite often the soft stuff is good for working with a blade, but this is sturdier when it comes to warping and that sort of stuff. So, this is Falcon Plus. You can get that as well, obviously. And then this is my usual stuff. Now, oh, that noise. Okay. No, I can't do that. He's a pedo, isn't he? God. It's getting to something when pretty much all your childhood TV characters are in prison for various child-related offences. I used to like Rolf Harris. Tie me kangaroo down, sport. Tie me kangaroo down. Watch a bit of child pornography. Sorry about the language, actually, guys. It's a sore point, you know what I mean? Shouldn't do that. I'll have a look at Home Depots and Lowe's. You probably might struggle with Home Depots and Lowe's. I don't see it in hardware stores. The best place to get it from is sign printers. You'll get it as free scrap as offcuts because they print signs on it for events and for like exhibitions and stuff like that. So they always have offcuts, and a lot of businesses have to pay to get excessive rubbish removed. So you're actually doing them a favour by taking it off their hands because you're saving them money. So they'll often load your car up with it. Okay, so check out your local sign printers first. After that, ask them where they buy it from, and they will have a cheap supplier. People are laughing. Yeah, I know. In future, the thought of selling the PDF on Amazon or iBooks could well be the market for it after release. We've got a couple of online people. We haven't got Amazon as yet. Dave and me are pretty keen to very keen to support bricks and mortar stores first. Do you know what I mean? Even if they've got online shopping, Amazon would be great, but there is that, you know, we are bricks and mortar, we are physical, you know, and if they can ship it online and they can make a bit of money rather than Amazon that pays no tax whatsoever in the UK, then yeah, I'd rather put the money in the pocket of, you know, a hobby store owner. So that was funny. How do you recycle the offcuts of that? Generally, when they do it, generally they buy it in massive sheets, and because signs are all different sizes, I generally, when I go, I'll come away with a bucket load of, just trying to find a decent example. You'll come away with a bucket load of pieces like that size, which are perfect for terrain. Is that Fredicus? It is. Yeah, come on in, mate.
I don't want to interrupt you.
You are literally coming in to interrupt me. Still's there, bud. Yeah, so as I said, these are perfect for terrain. If you want the bigger sheets, then generally I get those from a number of guys in the studio because they're used when they ship like acrylic sheets and stuff like that to protect them. Yeah, and so quite often Kai and the laser cutters will bring me big sheets of it up. So I've got about 6 sheets, so I'm all right at the minute. But you can buy it on Amazon if you really want to. After me slagging Amazon off. I love that, keep the local places open. Yeah, very much so. I mean, it would be a no-brainer, and it would be more profitable for me, yeah, to put it on Amazon. The reason being is I could use an affiliate link and then make money by pushing people towards it. But if we put it in bricks and mortar stores, it's still available online, and that money's going into a hobby place, somewhere that provides tables for people to play on. Yeah. There you are. Dale G says he throws out at least 5 square meters worth a day. He's got to work in some sort of printing industry, I'm imagining. Different Gears is asking, how's the hand, Fred?
It's getting better, thank you. By the day,
It actually does look a little bit better.
yeah. You have to be patient with these things. You know, it gradually gets better.
Yeah, very much so.
Yes, my wife had a steroid shot in her hip yesterday,
How's she doing?
and yes, it worked really well.
Yeah?
Yes.
They're great shotgun effects. They really are.
Miles of modern medicine, yeah.
You know, the one problem with steroid injections, and this is speaking like internally as a physio, is they're a symptom masker. They don't really solve the problem that caused the inflammation.
Yeah.
But they're a good enough shotgun, that unless it's really serious, it'll blow it away anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It worked on my shoulder. I had one 10 years ago.
Yeah, they do. Working. They can work, but sometimes, you know, you could be masking something you need to address. But modern medicine has got very good at spotting when it isn't right for steroids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a physios are always, you see, physios are always, we don't like steroids because anything you can do with a steroid, you can pretty much do with a decent bit of physiotherapy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we see it as cheating.
So it's more time consuming to do the therapy.
Yeah, I mean, from a commercial and cost-effective way of delivering medicine, steroids are the better way to go.
Yeah, it's just one shot.
Yeah, but from a physio department point of view, keep those doctors away from our bloody patients. Do you know what I mean? It's like, we'll do this job, this is our remit, and we do it properly. Don't be just dosing them up with one of your chemicals. Bloody physicians. If you've ever wondered, what is it? A surgeon cuts, a physician prescribes.
Oh, right, yes. Surgeon cuts, physician prescribes.
So if you ever go to see a doctor and he's not a surgeon, all he's ever going to do is give you a tablet.
Yeah.
Because that's, other than tiny local surgery, that's all he can do.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, we used to have more respect for the surgeons because we used to have to clean up their dirty work in physio and post rehab after surgery. Yeah, but at least they were better than the physicians who just threw tablets at them. And there'll be a physician in my chat who's seething at me right now. How dare you! I don't just hand out tablets. You did on the wards, mate. Bit of internal banter. Right. Most places that sell EPVC in the UK are £60-ish for a 6x4. Bloody hell!
Wow.
That's expensive. You want to have a look around because that seems...
You get it cheaper than that, I think, yes. There are also places called scrap shacks around the country that you can go to, which recycle stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know if you have that in the US, but we have a thing in the UK called a scrap shack. And basically, companies donate the stuff that they need to throw away to it that could be useful. Yeah, and it's a wild collection of all sorts of stuff. But there's always... I go about once every year and I get all my EPVC basing boards in one hit.
There you go.
Yeah, for like... I think it cost me £3.
Yeah, it would be pocket money, basically.
Yeah, you can fill like a shopping trolley full of paints and all sorts for about £5.
Yes.
You know what I mean? How many times have you walked?
It's all end-of-line stuff and stuff that nobody wants, or they think nobody wants, but actually...
Loads of people want.
Everything has a use for everything,
There's no Google Doc today. What do you call it? I've not switched it on. Mel screaming in the microphone is comfortable. Actually, on microphones, I haven't plugged it in yet, but the studio audio will upgrade as part of the little, upgrade due to the Kickstarter and that sort of stuff.
Oh, nice one. Is that microphone?
Yeah, nice little cheeky microphone for us. It's got a big black end.
Freestanding too.
Freestanding, stands on its own.
Don't have to hold it,
Yeah.
Excellent. That's a nice bit of kit.
Yeah, and look at it. I ate that. Literally. What's that? About over a third of the packaging, almost half.
Doing nothing.
Doing nothing.
Yeah.
Box upon box of that. Yeah, if they'd shipped, say, 3 pallets, 1 pallet would have been empty space.
Yeah, absolutely,
All they do it for is product placement on the shelf, so that the box is big on the shelf. You can see it.
Yeah, looks like it's bigger than it is.
I hate stuff like that. I hate it with a vengeance.
Mind you, at least it's cardboard packaging, or most of it anyway, so it's recyclable.
It's not that. I mean,
it's
not that, mate. This will have come from China.
Oh, so the
the cost of shipping this across the world, considering if they shipped 3 containers of them, 1 container was empty space.
Yes, that's what you mean. Yeah.
I mean, look at it. I mean, all that was in that portion.
Right.
Yeah, and that would fit there and there. I mean, admittedly, that is solid, you know, because it's the size of the head. But the retail packaging for this shouldn't have been any more than that, because all that packaging could fit in that.
Yeah.
And instead,
you got
we're shipping.
The big and top.
In fact, it's less than half the box.
Yeah. I don't know.
I hate stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just bad. But yeah, I've got a big black ball. Let's have a look. Ooh.
That is posh.
Yeah, posh, yeah.
Yeah, nice one.
So better audio coming to our live streams now.
Is that multi-directional, that one?
No, this is a cone one.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll pick up roughly in front.
Right.
So hopefully, I'll be able to position it so I don't hear some of the ambient noise when they're working outside and that sort of stuff.
Yes, it'll be more.
Yeah, it's only for live streams.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a step in the right direction.
Nice one.
I'm about building on. Twitch says there is tonight. Okay. Hey guys, what quality air packing you have there? I know. If you want MDF bases, look for a local CNC routing company. Yeah, that'll work. You know, if you want to go and get them pre-cut. On top of that, I mean, you can just go on eBay or something like that, and there's laser cutters who sell terrain bases in packs, lasered out. You just got to put a bit of a bevel on them.
Saves going out buying a laser.
It does.
It's expensive things, though.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting a 3D printer.
Are you? Yeah. Oh, nice one.
Maybe it'll be tail end of the year because I've got to get lots of other stuff.
Yes.
I've got to get the book, then I've got to do all that 4K channel video stuff, upgrades, which is going to take me easily into next year. Yeah, but tail end of the year I want to start looking at 3D printing.
Very interesting. Yeah, they've got one at the university that's really state of the art. Very good.
Yeah, Dale, a lot better for live builds. This is the microphone that I use when I do my Sunday nighter, and when I've asked you guys to compare the audio from the normal sort of webcam mic to this, everyone says this is much better. So fingers crossed. Yeah, I'll get it wired in over the weekend when I pop in, and next live show from the studio will have a bit better quality for you, audio quality wise. So that's a bonus. I have a buddy in Utah with a massive laser CNC. A laser, I suppose, yeah, they are laser CNCs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because they're computer controlled, essentially. That's right. That's what it is.
Yeah. The one at the university is so complex that the tutors can't use it. They have a technician, so they take the design to the technician and give it to him, and he uses the machine.
What does that say about the tutors of the university?
I'm saying nothing.
Mate, the vast majority of tutors in the university have been that long out of the industry. They haven't got a clue how to use, how to use any of the current tech. I mean, Kerry's biology degree, yeah, she did biomed, yeah, and one of her mates, was a nurse, and she was on the biomed course as well, yeah, and she finished early, she was basically combining and basically getting like module points together. She wasn't looking to finish the full course, but she ended up working in actually going straight to a job in biomed while Kez was still at university, and discovered, that everything they were teaching them and all the kit, was completely redundant. It was actually considered bad practice. Yeah. And it's like, how much are you paying for this university education?
Oh dear,
Mel, congrats on the upgrade. Just finished the backer kit. Plenty of people have done already. Yeah, I know. The backer kit. I was quite surprised by how many people have jumped on, got that sorted. I think we're already up to 2/3, which is great because all the emails aren't supposed to go out until the emails that Kickstarter is sending out to tell people to go to backer kit. They're not finished sending out till Friday.
Oh, right.
You know, it's a slow process, but about 2/3 of people have already jumped on and sorted the shipping details.
Oh, nice.
I'll tell you what did surprise me, the basing PDF. People are There's what it's got 20 times more light than the book or any other product.
Wow.
Yeah, 20 times.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a little bit more, I'd go. It's miniature basing. We've got a lot of war gamers. Of course, it's going to be popular. 20 times more likes on the basing PDF than the actual Terrain Essentials book or any of the other things on Backer Kit. 3,150 now. Whoa. We'll post pics to the Facebook group for some of my new Tyranny pieces printed this week. Very nice, mate. Made a meeting tree for my Dark Age board using your armchair tutorial. Turned out pretty well. Lovely.
Nice one.
Basins and colours for me. Basing and colours. Oh, Norman went for the basing and the colour chart. Nice.
Actually, talking about the Dark Ages, they're not so dark anymore, are they? They're discovering more and more things about the Dark Ages that they didn't know about before. Like, the Anglo-Saxon Horde. There's a classic example of that just near Lichfield. They found a few years ago.
Yeah, the Staffordshire Horde.
Yeah, Staffordshire Horde, rather.
Yeah, that's beautiful stuff.
Yeah,
they have some of it in the local museum, because obviously we're in Staffordshire. Yeah, and they managed to save some from after it got bought. Because it went up to auction and a private buyer bought it, didn't they?
I didn't know about that, actually. I thought it was being shared between Birmingham and Stoke-on-Trent.
No, a proportion of it is, but the bulk got bought by a private buyer.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, but we raised funds and we managed to secure a bit of it.
Some of it, yeah.
Yeah, which is why we've probably got, I think we've got about 7 pieces of the Horde.
I went to see the exhibition when it was on.
Yeah, it's beautiful stuff.
I
mean, the artisan work laid into some of those little trinkets and jewellery.
It's incredible.
Yeah, considering it was done with Iron Age?
7th century, probably, yeah. 7th century, I think, 600s.
600s,
yeah,
early?
Yeah, 700s, yeah, very, very early stuff. It's all gold filigree with semi-precious stones and laid into it. And it's just unbelievably beautifully made.
Number 15 on Backer Kit. I was proud of myself. That's pretty good. I'm quite curious to know who number 1 was. Yeah, you can have my 3D printer for a month or 2 to try it out, mate. It's an Ender 3. It's a good one. I think that's a big ask, mate, but I might punt you a couple of designs and say, would you print these for me so I can see the quality? Actually get the quality of them and look at it myself.
To do a tryout, yeah.
But the thing is, I'm thinking of reaching out to a couple of my mates, because a few of my mates have recommended the printers they've got, and they're all Form 2s, Enders, the top end ones. So rather than having trying a load of them out myself, just ask everyone, look, print this design for me and compare the difference.
Right, yes.
Yeah? I mean, my mate Jake, from Adepticon, he does busts. Designs 3D busts.
Right,
yeah. And then 3D prints them for resin casting.
Yes.
They're called 35mm and 56mm busts.
Right, yes.
Yeah, so, only small things, but, not for a character.
I think I've seen that kind of thing.
Yeah. In fact, at the show, I'm sure you've seen a couple of them.
Yeah, I'm sure I did.
Yeah, but
sounds familiar.
He does his on a Form 2. Yeah, and a Form 2, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, the smoothness of the print.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes days to print.
Yeah.
But it prints at like a ridiculous resolution compared to all the others. I mean, but it's a serious bit of kit.
So, if you had a 3D printer, a laser printer, would you be able to sort of like design and create your own kind of kits?
Yeah.
So you'd be able to actually custom design your own kits?
I'll be able to custom design. I'll get pre-designed files, adjust them, scale them to where I want, add things on, manipulate them, print them.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. I mean, from a terrain point of view, it's cheating, because essentially what you're doing is you're essentially buying bought kits. You're just shifting the point of manufacture. Yeah.
Well, but you're more hands-on in the initial stage there.
You may manipulate designs and stuff like that, but a lot of the stuff is just buying a design and printing it.
Right, yes.
Which is no different than actually just ordering it. It's just you're doing the manufacturing.
Yeah.
Yeah, which obviously, changes cost implications and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But for doing things like making masters of doors and windows and detail buildings that I can make moulds of and then make resin ones.
Yes.
Yeah, they're perfect.
That'd work really well, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Especially with angular stuff and stuff like that, which is always a struggle to craft.
Yeah, it's always difficult. The architecture,
straight lines and getting things neat and lined up. And
architraved windows and all that. Yeah.
don't.
But those little details is what counts, isn't it? It's the things that make it really sing.
Yeah, Pete's saying Form 2 is amazing. He's the guy who just said you can lend mine, and he's saying the Form 2 is amazing. But it's 150 quid a resin cartridge. That's where it prints from the material.
Right, yes.
So
yes.
that's a significant jump.
Yes,
but that's the but the results you get with that resin. I think commercially, print on a low setting to just proof. Get ready for your master, print on the high setting. Because you're only making masters with it. Your actual use of resin is actually a lot less than if you were making pieces or multiple pieces.
I'm with you,
You know what I mean? So I think it's still could be viable in that. Yeah, Robin's saying thousands of free files on Thingiverse. Yeah, there's websites where people just upload files.
Really? Yeah.
So you can get all sorts of things.
Wow.
Kai got Kai got a file for the end of a camping pole, for his awning, for their camper,
right?
Because it broke, and he found a replacement design off someone who had the same problem and uploaded the file to the internet.
Good.
And he just printed them out and just straight in the pipe, bit of trimming, fixed.
Wow.
All sorted from home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ender 3 is about 200 USD and $20 per spool of material. Yeah, I mean What's a Form 2? I think it's at least $1,000 or $2, isn't it? So the difference between an Ender 3, which prints in plastic, melts the plastic, layers it down in layers. Whereas the resin cartridge, I think that's done by actually doing something to a bath of resin as it raises, so curing the resin in the resin, and then it raises out. I need to do a bit more research on it, but it's a different manufacture technique. Build platform was small on resin printers, so no printing buildings. I wouldn't be using it to print buildings, to be truthful, anyway. What's the best device tool to do MDF laser cutting? An MDF laser cutter, mate. At the end of the day, you've got two options. You either go cheap and Chinese with a low power tube. You pay a couple £100, it'll do. You'll burn through the tube after a while and you'll have to replace it. It'll get you through. Or you go for a proper laser cutter and you drop serious grands. Serious thousands. I know the one that, Kai had in his room. That's £8,000.
Was it really?
Yeah. And they're not even the top end ones.
He's university funded. So.
Well, yeah, the uni put for that. But Nick's. I know he bought it second hand, but brand new his because it's a large bed. Yeah,
I remember seeing it. It's pretty big.
It's a massive thing. His was something like £16,000 new.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're expensive bits.
But they're very high tech, aren't they? Really. I mean, and cutting edge at the moment as well. It's still a brand new thing.
Actually, they're not in our industry. We've moved on.
Well, it's true. Actually, they've been around for a while, but I think to most people they're still
to a lot of people. But a lot. Well, I suppose it's internal. With our lot, we saw the benefit of the technology and we jumped on it. Early adopters.
Yes, perfect.
And the stuff that my guys, and when I say my guys, I mean terrain guys, are doing with laser cutters. Blows Nick and Kai and the stuff they're doing out the water. I mean, they're cutting shapes essentially.
Right.
My guys are laser cutting MDF so they can bend it in curves and make books out of it.
Wow.
By different sort of cuts and layering it to create in-depth technique like the like the card and MDF on the little market stall.
Oh, right, yes.
How they've used lots of layers to create a 3D approach for design in detail.
I'm with you,
so we do a lot better with it. So although it's a relatively new technology to the craft world, I mean, God, how long, I mean, Foreground were making that big kit, that big laser cut kit. You see the big manor house?
Yes.
They were making that kit before I started YouTube.
Really?
With laser cuts, and that's 6 years ago. And they were cutting multiple cuts with pre-painted colours, so you can lay them in and do colour kits straight out of the box. You know what I mean? So in our industry, laser cutting,
it's been around,
it's old hat. I mean, we do blade cutting, where we use a CNC machine with a blade to cut out that stuff. To make buildings with printed fronts and stuff like that, full colour.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, it'd be good stuff because it's really tough.
Yeah, you have to use blades on that. You can't laser it. Because it gives off formaldehyde.
Right.
and it'll kill you.
Yeah, it's kind of plasticized, isn't it?
Yeah,
Surface,
yeah.
Yeah.
Robin saying UV laser hardens the resin. Yeah, I think it's that. They use it. The laser comes in and it hit. I think it does something sort of focal point where these three lasers meet at this point is a hot spot enough to cure the resin or something like that.
Yeah,
and so it can cure it in the bath of resin, and then it raises it out.
Wow.
It's quite clever stuff.
Very clever. Yeah, I didn't know how the technology worked.
Yeah. Any cubic photon is the one you should look at first, Mel. Any cubic photon. So I'm guessing where a cubic photon is the resin bath UV light stuff. If you've got any terrain questions while we're rabbiting, feel free to jump in. I'm supposed to be making terrain, but I'm just enjoying a chat, to be truthful. I was supposed to prep that for the Burma build, but it's the really tough stuff, so I need my jigsaw.
Yeah,
and I can't do that on the live stream.
No.
That stuff's the softer, but it'll warp. Yeah, the other stuff...
Yeah, it's like really intense foam core, isn't it?
Yeah, it's plastic foam core.
Yeah.
Ooh, I've got a word for you. I need your professional help.
Oh, what's that?
I need a technical editor.
Technical editor, yeah.
Yeah, I've written 2 pages on paints. Do you fancy reading it over to me and make sure I made sense and not done anything wrong?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
No problem, yeah.
I'll bung you a little bit of cash for it.
Yeah,
no, it's work, mate, so I'll bung you a bit of cash for it, because it is work.
Yeah, no problem.
And it is for my book, so, But last night I wrote the paint section talking about acrylics, what they're made of, how the different types of acrylics work in our game.
Yeah.
How we use different types of acrylics for different jobs.
Right, yeah.
So things like how we use artist acrylics in very small mediums because they're a single pigment or they're a set number of pigments and they don't colour shift.
Yes.
And whereas how we use pre-mixed house paints for the bulk work because they're cheaper.
Yes.
But being composite, they can colour shift and they don't mix right.
Yeah, so single pigment colours are always more predictable.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even the composite ones, like the traditional artist ones, like the Van Dyke Brown. Yeah. They may be multiple pigments, but it's a set configuration.
It's about 400 years old. That colour.
Yeah. Well, what do you call it? It's because Van Dyke used to use the peat from his local area.
That's right. Yes.
As the pigment for his paint.
Yeah. That's right. Yes.
And I was googling last night because I thought if I use this as an example, I better make bloody sure I'm right.
Well, in the old days, Van Dyke Brown was actually what was called a fugitive colour.
Okay. Because it broke?
Yeah. Well, no, because it faded in the light.
Really?
Yeah, because it had organic material in it.
So it wasn't inert, like the mineral-based ones?
No, it wasn't. It was a fugitive colour. So in the old textbooks, they all say don't use it. But all the modern paint manufacturers nowadays have made a synthesised version of it, which is
colour fixed.
Which is colour fixed. It won't fade, and it'll be perfectly fine to use. So you can use it now.
Yeah. But yeah, let me finish writing up the section, do my first draft, and then I'll punt it over to Pat. And get her print it out for you and just have a read through and just make sure that I'm not using the wrong term or I'm not technically, I've not got my mediums and my binders mixed up and that sort of stuff.
Right, yeah, well, I've got lots of reference books.
Well, not just that. I mean, you taught at university. You're going to know more about it than I do.
Well, like I always say, Mal, I think you guys doing terrain building are very knowledgeable in the materials world, actually. You know a lot.
We do. I'll tell you what, writing the materials section, was probably the biggest wake-up of how many artistic disciplines we use.
Sculpture, painting,
design. Mate, paint, design, build, casting, moulding.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it just goes on, doesn't it? Laser cutting is another thing that's unique to itself.
And then on top of that, I mean, even if you look at painting, I mean, we do everything when it comes to painting.
Yeah.
The only thing, I mean, we even use oils and pastels and chalks for weathering pigments and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can believe it,
So it's like the breadth of knowledge of the average terrainiac after 10 years is probably better than most artists, in all honesty. Because artists tend to pick a field and they focus in on it.
They focus on that and they kind of zero in on just doing that thing and that kind of thing alone, really. And they don't... Well, I shouldn't say that because all artists are different, but traditionally that is what happens. An artist finds his kind of his signature subject, if you like.
But
You know.
you're kind of doing that at the minute with the watercolours, aren't you?
Well, I'm reinventing myself at the moment
Yeah.
because I haven't done watercolour since I was 16. So I'm.
So although you're a painter and everything, you're looking at a
Starting that
new
again.
discipline very
Yes,
much.
yes. Well, it's good because when you start something new like that you haven't done for a long time or never done before, you have to then solve lots of creative problems, and in the solving of the creative problems, you come up with new solutions
Yeah.
and new ideas,
Yeah.
which then leads on to new work.
And not just that, I mean, I suppose you can also carry across the knowledge and the sort of, not the knowledge, but the experience you pick up from the oil painting and solving problems in oil and sort of using that ability to troubleshoot your watercolours, and then watercolours back to oils, take things from watercolours and actually I can use this this way.
It works both ways, yeah, but I mean the pigment in all these things is the same. It's only the vehicle that's different. So acrylic paint, oil paint, watercolour paint all uses exactly the same pigments.
Yeah.
So the colours in each should, be what they are. But it's just the vehicle that's different, what's called a vehicle, which is what gets the paint to where it needs to go. I mean, in watercolour it's water, obviously in acrylic it's water, in oil paint it's oil.
So just to clarify, I mean, I've been in the book. I've called that the medium.
The medium, yes, or the vehicle, the medium. Yeah.
So so I'm okay on that terminology.
Yeah.
Very quick question now with regards to acrylic paints. Yeah, acrylics are made up of the pigment, the acrylic / plastic binder, PVA, vinyl, acrylic.
It's polymer emulsion.
Polymer emulsion. Yeah, and then the medium, which is normally water.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the case of oils, is oil the medium or the binder?
It's both.
Really?
Yes, it's both. So it's both the medium and the binder. You can use it straight out of the tube.
Yeah.
Mind you can with acrylics as well, of course. But most painters that use oil paint tend to use a medium, which is a mixture of oil and turpentine.
So with regards to oil paints drying and curing, which I mean I know they never really do.
And they take hundreds of years.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But
yeah.
So what's changing in the oil there?
It literally oxidizes. It does a slow burn.
Right.
So instead of, because water-based media dry by evaporation of the water.
Yeah.
So they dry quickly, especially in a warm room or a dry room. It will dry quickly, acrylic or watercolour, because it's just wicking off the water, and when that's happened, then it's cured and dry.
I'll jump on the comments in a minute, guys. This is important for the book.
But with oil paint, it's a chemical reaction with the air. It literally oxidizes.
And it causes a hardened surface with a softer oil underneath.
That's right. The oxygen actually reacts with what it's in contact with, which is obviously the surface of the paint. So it dries from the surface down, which is why you have to be a little bit careful of painting over fresh oil paint when it's still drying.
Because you're not on a solid foundation.
That's right, because it tends to skin over and be wet underneath. So you have to be a little bit patient and wait for the paint to dry thoroughly before you paint over it, which is why it's always good to paint in thin layers with oil paint.
Right, just so you understand, this actual information isn't really relevant to us because we don't paint in oils. We do use oils for certain effects, such as oils are really good for painting like aquarium plants and plastics.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, because they're flexible.
Yes, and they'll stay on. Yeah.
And so they won't break like acrylics do. They won't crack.
They'll bend. Yes. Very bendy.
The other one is natural fibres.
Right.
Natural things, because natural things tend to be water resistant, so they don't take acrylics that well. Whereas oils will soak into them. So, for example, I've got a bag of about 300 goose feathers over there that I'm going to trim and turn into palm tree leaves.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Yeah.
But because they're waterproof, you can't use acrylic on them. But the oil will penetrate through them, and I'll actually be able to paint with them.
Yes.
So in our case, don't worry about. Although oil paints take longer to dry than acrylics, don't worry about them not setting. We never applied them in that sort of thickness.
No.
Yeah, the only real factor for us is it's got a longer dry time than our acrylics.
Yes.
We always if we use oils, they are always incredibly thinned down.
Yeah. So if you get your oil paints really thinned down with turpentine, they'll dry overnight.
Yeah, will they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, pretty much.
So it is a thickness thing.
Yeah.
I used to paint with my minis with tester oil paints. They came out amazingly beautiful. There's a reason for that, isn't there? That oil is a better looking paint than acrylic.
Acrylic paint always looks. Acrylic paint always looks good when it's been varnished.
Because it got that reflectiveness.
Well, because it tends to dry kind of like a little bit chalky,
Yeah.
a little bit kind of chalky looking. So a layer, a bit of a spray of varnish on acrylic usually brings out the luster and the colour of it
Right.
very nicely. With oil paint, you can actually put varnish in the medium. So when you paint the paint, you don't need to varnish it afterwards because it's already got the varnish in it.
Really?
Yeah.
So you make your varnish in and then it's set, you don't even have to coat it afterwards?
That's right. And the beauty of it is not only is the varnish in the paint, which makes it tougher, it also makes it dry faster as well, because it makes it dry through the body of the paint. Something about varnish helps the oxidization process speed up, so it doesn't skin over. It dries through the body of the paint rather than making a skin on the top. So it's a little old painter's trick is to just put a little bit of varnish, usually Damar varnish, in your medium.
In your acrylic?
In your painting medium.
In your oils?
In your oils, yeah.
Obviously, this isn't going to be much use to us because we don't use oils, but it's interesting stuff. Right, I'm going to have a quick nose through the comments because we got distracted talking about paint. The resin really... when people talk about the 3D printing... Mel, what's the best way to drop a German concrete bunker into a foam Omaha cliff and camo it up? I would follow what I did on the D-Day board. I drew round the bunker, then just basically cut it out of the foam, dropped it in, yeah, and just used filler underneath it, and then sort of... what did I use? I used a cake icing bag.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, to throw filler into it,
yeah,
and then just squeeze it round the gaps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to get it actually. I mean, I could have used a corking gun.
Yeah, that's
to be truthful.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But you know, I just got that'll do. You know what I mean? But that's the way I did mine. Sturdy modular pieces being moved. What's the thickness of foam? Do you think is best? Ooh, sturdy modular pieces to be moved frequently. You need a wooden board on those, mate. Not a foam board. Yeah. Grimlock saying he should have his own YouTube channel. Don't you have a YouTube channel? You do, don't you?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, I haven't got one yet. It's certainly on the cards though to have one. At
Are you sure? Because I'm sure I'm subscribed to your YouTube channel.
Oh wait a minute, YouTube.
You do?
Yeah,
you have got a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Frederick Phillips Art. I think there's like one or two old videos on it, but he has got one.
Yeah. I just came across a useful tip the other day actually. You can use a shaving brush to put on large areas of paint over an area, acrylic or oil paint or watercolour. Shaving brush. Who would ever have thought of that?
My sweet summer child. Shaving brush. Grab a 4-inch house brush, man. I do. Although it'd be a good dry brusher, wouldn't it? Because you've got that.
Yeah, well, it's badger hair, so you get very, very fine.
Yeah, very fine.
Lay down,
and with it being badger hair, it might be a bit too soft for dry brushing.
Ah, yeah, good point. Yeah.
If it was hog's hair, the yellow hog's hair ones, the scrubber ones.
Bristle, yes.
Old school ones when shaving that used to involve taking half your face off and then ending up with like bits of tissue stuck everywhere. How many times did you used to see when we were kids? Teachers, everyone would turn up with a bit of tissue with a blood spot. Yeah. Cut myself shaving. Everyone knows. Right.
The joys of wet shaving, eh?
After spraying, I set out pieces in it. Dries fast in Virginia sun. I bet it does. Both oil and acrylic look better varnished. Yeah, the lustre it does put.
That's actually true. Yeah.
Yeah. Icing bag, brilliant. Yeah. Do you use liquid with your oils, Fred?
I don't actually.
What's liquid?
Liquid is alkyd.
What's alkyd?
Alkyd is synthetic resin.
Right. Okay.
Synthetic resin medium. So basically, I don't tend to use anything like that because it speeds up the drying of the paint very, very quickly.
Right. So
I know a bit of a slow painter.
Is it effectively not a retarder but an accelerator?
Yes, it is. It's a dryer. It's an accelerator.
Right.
Paint. Yeah. So I mean, if you haven't got a lot of spare time, you're painting in your spare time, and you want things to dry quickly, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Because you can lay down your paint and it's dry and.
But you take your time with your paintings and.
Yeah, I tend to work from day to day, and I like to keep my colour open from day to day.
Oh yeah, because you wrap your colours and stuff like that, don't you?
Yeah,
Save them.
At the end of every day, I make little cling foam wraps and put each blob of colour in the cling foam wrap and put it in the fridge.
Yeah. Quite often when I go down, he'll be wrapping up his paints and he's literally scraping them into a bit of cling film, saving them, and then they'll be in the fridge at home or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
When people come to stay with us, they open the fridge and they find paints in there, not food.
It's the hobby. Norman's saying, thanks Mel, Wood it is. Yeah, did a trade shoot, best ideas for working with plaster cloth. Got some railroad, wondering how do I work it over places where PVA has been applied. Just apply it over. I mean, plaster cloth just goes down. It'll stick to anything. Yeah, because it's just plaster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you won't have any problems with that, Max.
I've got some strips of that if you need any, by the way. Plaster cloth.
Mel, the ice water looks great from the paint you suggested. Thanks. Was that the teal colours from the iceberg?
When you did the iceberg?
Yeah, I'm wondering. Sometimes when people leave comments, you know, because I do so much, you have to track back what it was. So I think that's what you mean, mate, but no worries, bud. Tam's saying, yeah, that was it. You talk about those colours? The ones we did for that one? That really needs another dry brush of white. The teal has soaked through the white. Yeah, and that will look far more starking with a...
Yeah, just highlight it with a bristle brush with a bit of white.
Yeah, it would. Let's do it. I just want to see it now. Tell you what, I'll change cameras. Right, we'll carry on talking, but this has been bugging me. Yeah, when I did the tutorial piece, it looked great, but as the white was drying, the teal soaked through. So afterwards, it sort of didn't look so great because I was rushing it. Yeah, so I actually want to just give it a quick dry brush of white now. Since we're here and we're just chatting, yeah.
It's a beautiful colour. I think that colour is called aqua.
No, I'm not interested in telesales.
Well, it's funny. I had one of those today.
It's going crazy,
This
isn't it,
afternoon,
mate?
yeah.
They are. Badger hairbrush.
Perfect, yes.
Brilliant.
Good stippler.
Damn good stippler. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Whited up, eh? William's saying, yeah, that's the one. Nice one, buddy. Can't the paint change colour slightly when it's affected to light? You'll get a slightly lighter shade. UV light can affect paints and stuff like that, and leaving it in the light and strong sunlight can affect paint. But it tends to be the cheaper paints. Yeah. You'll find that a lot of the house paints are actually configured to be UV resistant. Yeah, because
that's true,
what will happen is you'll have direct sunlight coming through a window onto a portion of a wall, and what they don't want is that changing.
It's all peeling off.
Well, peeling off or changing the tone of the colour compared to the rest of the wall.
Yes.
Yeah, so a lot of the paints we use, aren't really affected by UV. The issue is when you start using the cheaper craft paints. Because the manufacturer won't have put in like UV protection elements into the mix to keep them cheap.
Yeah, to give you the cost.
Yeah, because no one cares if little Jimmy's picture he spent 5 minutes on it is still looking the same colour in 10 years' time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as long as you use decent paints, it's not really a problem, Max.
Yeah. That's one thing you should never actually cheapskate, is your paints and your brushes are the two things that you...
Which is ironic, because I recommend in my terrain book that the very first best brushes you could possibly get are the cheap ones.
But sometimes they are. Sometimes they are. Yeah. Cost doesn't always equate with quality.
No, watch it. I mean, I do all my work. Yeah, literally, probably about 95% of my work with a kiddie's craft set. Yeah, because... The brushes are the perfect size for me. 1 inch and half an inch. You know, these are perfect for dry brushing.
I see you've got some good bristle brushes over there as well, some hog bristles.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. You know me and my bristles. Chinese hog hair. You gotta be brave. I watch it. You gotta be brave. Shave a Chinese hog.
From a place called Chongqing.
Is that where it's from?
Chongqing, yes, in China. Yeah.
Is that where all the hog hair brushes come from?
80% of them, yeah.
There must be a lot of pig shit around there.
There must be a lot of hogs there. Not a good place to be a hog, Chongqing.
Right, I'm going to bring it up, just quickly show you what it looks like now. Yeah? Not the best picture, I know, guys, but I'm going to give it a bit of a dry brush while we sit and chat, because I'm quite curious to see how it sparks up with another layer of white on it, to be truthful.
I think that'll work well, actually. Yeah.
We say, hey Gary, how you doing, mate? Cosmetic brushes are really good for the powders. Yeah. Polymer overcoat sprays can have UV resistance in them. Yeah, certainly. Varnishes could be
varnishes often do, yes.
Yeah, UV resistant.
Yeah, but like sunglasses, really.
Yeah.
Varnish acts the same way.
It's essentially something they put in it.
Yeah.
It's some sort of pigment or something like, I don't think, or medium. I'm not quite sure, but it is an additive, and it's missed out of the cheaper paints to keep them cost effective.
Yes.
Yeah. So, colour changes to UV are generally an issue when you get to the cheaper stuff. If you're using decent stuff or you're using house paints, it's very rarely an issue.
Quite often with cheaper paints as well, they use fillers in cheaper paints to, because the most expensive thing in paint is the pigment.
Yeah.
So obviously a cheap paint's going to have less pigment, more filler in it. Filler is something called alumina hydrate.
Alumina hydrate?
Alumina hydrate, yeah. It's just an inert stuff that they fill the paint out with, which doesn't actually do anything, but it makes the pigment a bit weaker.
So they're not as strong a coat.
The colours aren't as strong. Yes.
Right, that's handy to know. Doing anything nice for your birthday, Mel? Terrain. I'll be in the studio, mate.
Well, it's your birthday coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's this weekend.
Yeah.
It's either this weekend or it's Monday, I think. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
I don't really keep track of them, and I don't really take much notice of them, to be truthful.
It's only the first 10 or 12 that really count.
Well, it's important for kids.
Yeah, that's like I say, first 10 or 12, yeah.
But as you get older, it becomes more and more of just a date.
Oh God, no birthday.
Yeah.
Another year gone.
Yeah.
Ah, it's working well.
Yeah, it's coming together. The contrast's working.
Yeah.
So be careful about mixing companies and company products. One company's products don't work with another company's products. I had to redo Italian Amateur 3 times because you don't know what's actually in the mix and whether you're going to get a reaction by mixing it with a different type of paint that may contain a different chemical. So it's wise words. I mean, I did find out once that you should only use the paint thinners that have been made by the paint manufacturer for that brand.
For that brand, yes.
Not just a general paint thinner.
Yes.
Because every paint thinner is formulated for a specific paint range.
That's true, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's an interesting thing. Monday, same as my birthday, 20th. Congratulations, Pete, you've got a cracking birthday. Norman's saying, isn't that in deodorant? What? I'm not sure what's in deodorant.
Yeah, your birthday is the same as my dad's was.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, 20th, yeah.
Quality people born. Do you know who else is born on the 20th of May?
No, go
on. What church? John Merton, painter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In the studios.
Right. Before they sort of, I don't know if they have moved out, but you know what I mean. Before they
I haven't seen them for a long time.
Yeah, before they stopped using the studio because of health and stuff. Yeah, we used to do this thing where on our birthdays we'd walk past each other in the corridor and we'd wish happy birthday, boy, just one of those little, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I like little quirks like that. Happy early birthday, thanks. Most acrylics are universal and can be mixed. Most are. You get issues when they're specialist acrylics. So, the manufacturers used a certain medium, like crackle paste and, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's when the extra chemicals get thrown in there.
Right, yes. Yeah.
Cher's our birthday.
Oh, Cher, yeah.
I used to like Cher.
Yeah, she's right, yeah.
She probably still looks the same age. Cher was just set in time.
Yes, yeah. Just with Sonny and Cher.
That was before. Well, didn't Sonny beat her up or something? Wasn't there some wife beating going on there?
Was there? I didn't know about
that.
that.
I'm pretty sure that it all fell apart because he was. I'm not saying he was, just in case I'm completely wrong and he comes out of the blue to sue me or something like that.
I think he's passed away now. So
that's all right then. Well, his kids might sue me, so I'm not sticking with it. Yeah, but I don't take much interest in celebrities and stuff like that and their lives, so I'm a bit naff on all that count.
That's working really well.
It has, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's definitely. It's making me feel cooler. Just looking at that.
There you are. I'm happy with that.
Ice cube.
There you are.
That's worked extremely well.
Oh yeah. Actually, that's better, isn't it?
Yeah. I think what your problem was there, Mel. Well, not that it was a problem, but what happened there was I think that the
Colour
white,
bleed through?
Yeah, it bled through the white. Yeah. Underneath. Yeah.
Thing is, I literally threw the white on while the teal hadn't even been on for half an hour.
That was
it. So I mean, it was bound to soak through eventually.
Yeah.
Osmosis will just pull it.
Well, sometimes some colours, some strong colours will grow through or bleed through a colour that you lay on top, just by the very nature of the colour. You know?
Yeah, the control. So the stronger colours have a denser pigment, don't they?
Yes.
So they have more power through osmosis to push into wetter stuff.
Yeah, some colours will come clean through white. Yeah, like burnt umber is a classic example.
Yeah.
Put burnt umber down and put white over that.
You've got no hope. No hope.
Through every time. Yeah.
Cher looks like she's been modelling as super sculpty. A little sheet shows that companies add silicon or siloxane to paints to make them UV protective. So it's silicon, is it?
Silicon.
Thanks,
Right.
James.
Interesting.
I've learned something new. Well, I've learned a couple of things new, but that's a new one for me.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I've had bad luck a few times with spray varnish clouding. Yeah, your problem is moisture.
Moisture in the air.
Yeah, in the air. What do you call it?
Or on the thing that you.
Doing it in cold conditions, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The best way to spray things and not get and not get frosting, as we call it. Yeah, that's what it's called in our game. We call it when models go frosty.
Yes.
Yeah, and all it is it's moisture trapped in the varnish.
Moisture trapped in there.
That causes the light to basically diffract. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That can happen with oil paintings. That can when you're varnishing oil painting. If you do it on a cold day or on a damp day.
Yeah,
you get moisture in there. Yes.
Yeah, and the best way I've found of dealing with this is a hairdryer.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. So what you do is
keep everything warm and dry.
Well, you put a box, and then you use the hairdryer just above you. Above your varnish.
Yes.
And you create a blaster of hot, warm air. To work as a carrier. So it takes out all the moisture as you spray.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I've got a mate who showed me it. Yeah, and he can spray in the rain in a cardboard box using this technique without any frosting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it just takes all the moisture away. Takes it all out, dries it all off. You've got to run it for about 20 seconds first, just warm everything up. Yeah. Works a treat though. You won't get frosting using that technique.
Another little tip: if you're putting varnish on with a brush and you've got it in a container, then warm the container first. Put it on a radiator or something for 5 minutes, so the container warms up. So when you put the varnish in the container and then you dip in the container is still warm, because that will keep your varnish liquid for longer, and it will also prevent that same problem with the moisture. It kind of dries out the container and warms it up, so you don't get that, because moisture can condense on a cold container, like a jar or a.
And then you can get moisture in your varnish that way. That's
absolutely,
nice. Yeah. Max is asking, how does the wife deal with all the paints on her dishes? This dish is mine.
Well, I've got a lovely dinner plate in my studio.
Plates are brilliant for that sort of thing.
Useful, yeah.
Well, that turned out well. That was a good jolly.
That looks good. Yeah, that worked. Gives it more depth as well.
Yeah, it does. I mean, the irony is, you can already see the blue leaching through.
It will, probably, yeah. But another couple of coats and you'll...
To be truthful, what it needs is hitting with a varnish to fix the blue in.
To fix it in.
So it can't leak through, and then apply white over the top and then re-varnish.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a tutorial piece and something for me to play with. I want to do some snow flocking on it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so I can have a play with putting snow down.
Yeah.
So it's an ongoing piece.
Nice one, yeah.
Right. Is the chat frozen? Or have people stopped talking? Cher isn't set in time, she turns back time. Oh God, that's bad. That's a bad joke. Right. I'll wait for new messages to come up and that sort of palaver. Oh, in fact, I'll have a tracker ball while I do. So yeah, I'm writing about glues tonight.
Writing about glues?
Yeah, glues.
Oh, yeah.
2,000 words on glues tonight.
Glues, yeah. I don't use a lot of glue in my practice, but I've used PVA quite a lot.
Mate, I've got every glue under the sun. People are putting out recommendations for paint suppliers and that sort of stuff. I didn't realise it was silicone that made it UV protected.
No, I wouldn't know that either. No.
Yeah. Learn something new every day. Now, what I could do is we could do a quick replication of King's Landing Yeah, and I could just get a bucket of gravel and pour it on the table. Sorry, spoilers. Making a late lunch. Now, can you use a dull coat between layers of paint on foam? Yeah. Yeah, a dull coat is just a varnish coat. Yeah. Yeah, there's no worries with using a dull coat or anything like that. It can be recommended if you're worried about colours that were on previously leaching in or reactivating, which can sometimes happen.
Yes, or even chemically reacting as well with the colour on top. Yeah, it's called an isolating layer of varnish, and it literally separates the two layers. The old-fashioned oil painters back in the Dutch days in the 17th century, so they used to make their paintings. They put a layer of paint on and then they'd varnish it, and another layer of paint, then varnish that, and another layer of paint. So it was layers of paint with varnish in between each layer.
No wonder their paintings are so thick.
And very, very glassy looking, very shiny and very like in depth, jewel-like, yeah. That's how they did it. The original oil paintings were made like that, yeah.
The original.
Yeah, well, very, very tedious and slow process way of making a painting.
No issues with a hot wire going through the varnish. You will get issues with a hot wire going through varnish, but the question I would ask is why the hell are you hot wiring something that's been painted?
Or varnished.
Yeah, that should have been done in the build stage. That's a construction technique.
Yeah, also be careful of fumes from that as well, because heat and varnish will give off fumes, which wouldn't be very good for you.
Oh yeah. They would give off much fumes. More like charcoal for King's Landing. Well, some of the bricks will have survived. I'm sorry, I'm just 2 episodes, and it's just, it's pretty much dum. I mean, we've taken 8 seasons to get here. Yeah, we've been dealing with the White Walkers since the first episode, and it got sorted in one quick battle.
I remember the White Walkers.
Yeah, you go. Oh. Would vinegar and water take care of frosting effects? No.
No, it wouldn't work. No, just got water in it.
Yeah. No, I mean, the problem with frosting is it's trapped inside the varnish.
Yes.
Yeah, so unless you can take the varnish off, which is not an easy task to leave the paint underneath in place.
That's true, yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you use a ketone varnishes are reversible, so you can get them off with a bit of white spirits.
Yeah.
So if you do have a worry or a problem that you're going to get frosting problems with your varnish, use a reversible varnish. Which, if it does happen, you can take it off and do it again.
Yeah, then not with models which are really fiddly and bits in corners.
That's
you know
true.
What I mean?
Yeah, wouldn't be
it's fine on paintings where you could carefully wipe it.
Yeah.
But on terrain and models, that wouldn't be viable.
No, perhaps not. No.
You know, I mean, the material is viable for that solution, but the application isn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think.
Yeah.
It's turned into a disaster movie. I don't care about games, so I don't bother. Oh, insane. Do you know what? I used to care, and I've just become more relaxed. Everything since I've started the book and my workload has gone through the bloody roof. And it has.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, I won't say I'm struggling just yet, but I am conscious of it'd be very easy to drop the ball.
It's a major project you're involved in.
Yeah, and keeping the channel going as well.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of work in that, and, you know, I'm going to take a hit. The channel will take a hit because I won't be able to fully concentrate on it.
No, you won't have your entire focus because you're doing a book, which is the overarching project at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, it's only a few months, and I know it'll bounce back and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But the workload at the minute is quite phenomenal.
Right, yes. I remember when we did a book a few years ago, it was exactly the same. It's frantic getting the thing put together. But then when it's done, you go,
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Happy days.
Well said, the same, Ari. It's like they ran out of ideas or money, but hey, but hey, always say anticipation is better than the event.
That's very true.
It's olive oil and water. No, that won't fix it either.
No.
I mean, the problem with frosting is moisture is trapped inside a hard coat of varnish.
Right.
Yeah, you can do little tricks like re-varnish and try and get rid of the frosting, but fundamentally, it's in there. Rubbing stuff on top of it isn't going to change that. I mean, the olive oil one is about putting like a new glossy layer on it.
I think it probably is, yes, to take a sheen, put a sheen on it.
Yeah, you know, because obviously when they frost, they go matte.
Right,
as well.
yes, they go white, yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can get a varnish off by applying a little bit more varnish of the same varnish.
Well, reactivating it.
Yeah, and then rubbing it, and sometimes the top layer of varnish will soften the underlay and it'll lift it up. Doesn't always work, but it still does sometimes.
Morning, mate. Shadowrun has been released the next couple of months. Would love to create some terrain for this game. It is in a semi-apocalyptic steampunk style setting. Any ideas, Mel? Go on eBay, have a look for cogs and springs. They sell little maker's bags of them. Hundreds of them.
Really?
They can stick to your terrain to make them steampunky.
Ah, right.
I've had problems with Umbro matte varnishes frosting, and in those cases the issue were mostly on the varnish's surface. Putting another coat on the varnish in a better condition sorted it. Yeah, when you get frostings due to surface imperfections, what's happening is the light's hitting it, and because the surface isn't smooth, it's getting diffracted and it looks frosted.
Yeah.
Putting another layer on top that is smooth will fix that.
Yes.
Yeah, but the humidity problems is moisture trapped inside the varnish.
Yeah, one problem is an optical problem, the other problem is a physical one.
Yeah, I mean, they both cause optical problems, but one's about moisture trapped inside and the other one's about the final surface.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit like when you do resin work and you get something like you got a little mark on it. So you get some sandpaper, you scrub it out, wipe it off with a cloth, and just put gloss varnish over it.
Yes.
Yeah, and it'll settle and smooth and blend in with the resin.
Yes.
Yeah, so the scratches disappear.
Yes, yeah. Sometimes when you're working with something like paint or whatever medium, and you've got a mark in a space, sometimes maybe it's the sky or something like that, and you want to get rid of it, just put a lighter touch of colour on that dark mark.
Dale's asking, can I do a tutorial on your chin dip forces, basing figures and the like? I don't do model tutorials because I'm not that good of a painter model wise. Yeah, and so I don't. If you want to know how I did my chin dip bases, I put PVA on them, I mixed dry herbs on them, and when it was dry I gave them a brown wash, and that's all I did with them. Yeah, so that's how I did my bases. That's the tutorial for you right there. Yeah. You know you're a dead terrainiac when you spend a lovely sunny day inside, hot wiring slicing pink foam offcuts into 120,000 stone bricks. I can now sink pink everywhere. Yeah, you're a terrainiac, mate. Vallejo Mech Range matte varnish is amazing stuff. The best stuff I use, and I swear by it, and I've used all sorts, is this stuff.
All right.
Yeah. Pro XL, it's called.
That one.
Yeah. It's a car lacquer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, I work on this reasoning. Yeah. This stuff was designed.
It's a matte one.
Yeah. Yeah. We use matte varnishes. We don't use gloss varnishes.
No, we don't want gloss varnishes.
Yeah, we don't want glossy buildings. You know what I mean?
No,
you know.
Yeah.
But as a matte lacquer, this stuff is designed to go on cars which are worth £50,000. So the manufacturer's made damn sure quality control, and it doesn't mist and all these things, because if it goes wrong, they're going to get sued.
That's UV and petrol resistance.
Yeah. I mean, it's brilliant. It's tough as hell. It sprays on and it's dry in 30 minutes.
So they sell that in any car?
Yeah, any car place. I buy it from the car paint place on Liverpool Road.
Oh, I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, you know the little shop.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Costs me £10 a can, this does.
Yeah.
And
that's not bad.
one can, will easily do 2 or 3 terrain sets. Yeah, so I mean, value for money wise, it's great. Yeah. And it comes with different adjustable nozzles. Yeah, you can adjust the spray on it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's got an adjustable nozzle for the spray. If that gets blocked, it's got a replacement nozzle on the cap. So it's just good. You know what I mean? It's really good stuff.
Another little tip.
Go on.
When you're using varnish in an aerosol can like that, when you finish varnishing your piece, turn the can upside
down and spray it to clean the nozzle.
To clean the nozzle off.
We all know that one, Fredicus.
And then you get a little bit of tissue and just clean it off, just for good measure as well.
Do you put your tins in water?
No, no.
Right, and when you get your tints before you spray with them, yeah, because they're
Yeah.
cold and they're compressed,
Yeah.
stick them in a tub of warm water.
Oh, warm water, yes.
Yeah,
I always warm it up, but not in warm water, just next to.
No, I was sticking in warm water.
Not next to a warm radiator, but in a
Yeah,
room.
we're relatively close to a warm rain.
In a room
I'll be
with a
honest
warm
with you, there has been times when Mel has sat there with a heat gun going, "You will warm." I'll tell you one time. Yeah, there's one time I thought I need to do some spraying outside. Yeah, and I got the electric fan heater.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was pottering along, and I just thought I'll grab these cans, I'll stick them down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I stuck them down there, and I'm watching, I'm working. Yeah, and I'm doing and I forgot about them,
Right.
and they were right in front of the fan heater.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I heard this, and I was like, oh yeah, and I sort of flicked the fan heater off, and I didn't touch them in case I rocked them and made a pressure spike, and they exploded.
Yes.
And I just casually walked away as I could hear this little hissing sound as they were degassing with the caps on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to go for some dinner. If it cools down, I'll be fine. If it doesn't, I'm going to walk back and there's going to be a paint explosion in my studio. Would Halford's paints be equivalent in here? What would the Halford's paints be equivalent to here in the US? Carpet spray primers. Exactly the same. Yeah. Halford's a great paint. I like them. This is Halford's Matte Black. Yeah, it's £3. Yeah, and with it being a car paint, superior.
Again, tough finish.
Tough finish.
Yeah.
Which ones do I have? I've got their white primer, their grey primer. They do all sorts of coloured primers, but I tend to stick with the Army Painter primers for those. Yeah, Army Painter are a model manufacturer. Yeah, and they do coloured primers.
Okay.
Yeah, but the benefit of coloured primers is they do an acrylic in the same colour. So if you spray prime something and there's an overhang and underneath doesn't get sprayed,
Right.
you can come along with a brush and the colour match.
And be the same colour.
Yeah, without having to like fiddle and put extra coats on.
Yeah,
So I like that stuff. The other stuff that I like is this stuff, which is Flame. Yeah, it's a graffiti acrylic.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it costs about £3-4 a can. Okay, but what I like, it's matte paint, all season, low pressure, UV resistant. It says it's got a stencil lid. Basically, it's just got a little flame symbol on the but that's a load of rubbish. Yeah, but what I like about it is they do it in all the artist colours.
Oh, nice.
So you burnt umbers and all that sort of stuff in your ochres. They
Wow.
do it in those.
Wow.
So
Well, that's a useful thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So all your normal sort of, just looking for them. All what you, that almost went off. All what you would consider, your normal artist colours and your beiges and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, these are interesting, yeah.
Yeah, they're they're in there. So if you want to base coat earthwork
Right, yeah.
really quick
That's
on
a
a
really good way
board,
to start, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you spray it with that, and then you can do little touches because
Right.
they're the you can do when you do that thing where the pre-shading where you put white and black and then you put a colour over it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do it with these.
Yes, of course you will be able to, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
As a base coat, yeah.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
works to a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice one.
and for £3 a can. Now these are called Flame Blues.
Not
Yeah.
come across those at all.
Yeah, they're a graffiti one. The cans are heavy as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they are heavy actually.
I think it cost me about £3-4 a can, and each can has 400 millilitres. Yeah, now if I compare that to Army Painter, 400 millilitres in Army Painter as well. Yeah, so exactly the same paint as an Army Painter can, but Army Painter is £10, these are £4.
The weight is interesting. It seems to suggest there's pigment in there, because pigment is heavy.
Yeah, they're brilliant. The
Yeah,
coverage
so
on them is
It's
brilliant.
usually a sign that there's pigment in there when it's
Yeah.
like that.
Also the low pressure, yeah, which means that whatever is filling them
Yeah.
isn't filling them too much, the actual propellant.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, so actually there's less propellant and more paint in here than a normal mix,
Right,
which is
yeah,
high
yeah.
pressure.
Plus, you don't want too much high pressure because it bounces back in your face.
Yeah.
When you spray it.
And all over you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Do you have a trade card for Halfords? No, I don't. Put something on it. It's naked. Well, I've got a new cutting mat. Have you seen my new cutting mat?
Oh, that's a nice one. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got one that's like that. It's only half the size though.
I know. I've bought myself a new cutting mat.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're very useful things.
Yeah, an A1 cutting mat.
There you go.
Yeah, it's huge. Well, it's twice the size of this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's for the photos, so that when I do the
yeah.
photos of the for the book
Yeah.
of the painting techniques or build techniques,
Yeah.
I never get a bit of the MDF table showing on the edge.
Yes. Yes.
So I've got a nice, rolling into the backdrop.
Right.
I've got a continuous cutting mat.
I'm with you. Yeah.
So ironically, yeah,
Good
that
thing,
cutting mat will only get used, pulled out for a photo before put away neat, because all my cutting mats have paint and bits on them.
Yeah, mine are the same.
Yeah, because they're working to and I need to keep that off the book.
Right.
Yeah, so I've got a nice clean cutting mat that I'm going to pull across, put it on, take the photo, put that back neat. Come here, you dirty minger, slap that down, let's get stuck in.
Here's one I prepared earlier.
People are talking about liquid nails. I use in construction projects. Liquid nails is good, but I prefer PVA. Mel and aerosols. Remember the live show when the can and the spray went off? Yeah, still spray painted across my ceiling. You can see the brown spots as they go.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see them.
Right,
They come up. Actually, they are.
Yeah.
There's the spray pattern. It's like a blood pattern.
Spatter.
Yeah, it's all the way down here.
Yeah.
And that's because I was trying to put a lid back on a spray can.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was degassing.
Oh.
We had to cancel the live show because it just I couldn't stay in the room
No.
because of the fumes.
Fumes. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, I am caught up on the comments. It's not been a bad show, is it? We've got, according to the numbers, it says we've got about 100 watching.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah, which is pretty good. Yeah, 93 on YouTube. Yeah. Hello, guys. 7 on Facebook and 2 of my Twitchers. Yeah. I've had bad soldering iron problems in the past on Halloween. Soldering iron blew up on me. It was a radio. Yeah, generally with electrical stuff.
Electrical, yeah.
Yeah, I always buy quality. It's like a lot of people buy these Aldi tools. Oh, I don't know, go near them. I almost lost my eye to an Aldi tool.
Yes, anything in a supermarket like that isn't really going to be top quality tools. No.
I mean,
wood chisels and that. I think they sell sets of chisels and things like that in there, but I wouldn't buy them.
No, I wouldn't. What do you call it? I am very much a bargain basement when it comes to materials and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's always good to get a bargain. Yeah.
Yeah, but when it comes to tools, anything sharp, anything electrical, I tend to go for quality. Yeah. One, because generally, if it's sharp, precision, or electric, it's costly.
Yes.
Yeah, so you might as well pay a little bit more, buy something that's going to last you an age and is designed to do the job by someone who trades on their name.
Yes.
Yeah, than buy a piece of kit that the company makes their sales because they are a budget brand.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the trouble is then it works for a little while and you just got to go in the land.
And you've got to rebuy it.
And buy another one,
Yeah, exactly. So you're not actually saving cash.
No, it's the money trap, isn't it? The policy
so,
trap,
I mean, for pretty much all my tools are Bosch.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're a good brand,
Yeah, because Bosch are a good brand of tools. Now, when I say all my tools, I'm only talking a jigsaw and a sander.
Yes.
And a chainsaw.
Right,
Yeah, have I shown you my mini chainsaw?
No.
Oh, guys, check this out. Yeah? I didn't actually mean to buy it. I spotted it. I thought it was cool as hell. I put it on my wish list and someone bought it for me because they thought it was cool as hell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah? And it has come in handy. Yeah? But not really for terrain. Yeah? But check this out.
Oh wow. It's like a mini Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, it's literally. Check it out.
Wow.
It's a mini chain. I mean, I have a chain dagger. I could, come on, I'll have you. I mean, that's going to put the willies up anyone, isn't it? I've got a knife. I've got a chain dagger. Yeah, it's handy for like woodcuts and stuff like that. But in our work, it hasn't got the precision that you need.
No.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. Yeah, you done her off pee off people when you pull one of these out when you're camping and you want to do your vlogs for your fire. You're like, job done. How are you doing with that saw, mate? It's rechargeable. Yeah, it's wireless, cordless and rechargeable. Yeah, and so they're tough, aren't they? Nikad battery. Yeah, so for camping.
Wow, yeah, very useful.
But yeah, that's my chainsword.
I've never seen one.
Do you know what? I hadn't seen one before. I saw it and I thought it was bloody brilliant. So I just, it was a drunken night. You know what I mean? And I'd seen it and I'd stuck it on my wish list and I meant to put it on my own personal one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it defaulted, my wish list default to the train tube because that's the one I use the most.
Yeah.
Which is the public one for the channel.
Right.
So it went on my channel and someone must spot it and out of like the 100 thing that's on there went, I'm buying Mel that.
Wow.
Could Fred do a video on painting backdrops? Yes, we've discussed this.
I've discussed that, yes.
Yeah, Fred actually really wants to do a couple of backdrops for my pieces as an artist, don't you?
Yeah, the D-Day one would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But, you know, anything like that.
Actually, that's up that's only in Nottingham now.
There you go. Well, or even the Burma Build as well.
Oh, no, it's at Warlord.
Yeah.
Now, I'm good mates with Warlord. We could go up and I'm sure Warlord could bung you a bit of cash for doing a backdrop for it if you'd like to.
I'd be interested to do a backdrop to the to that piece.
Yeah.
I've seen it online and it's beautiful.
It's one of my favourites.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you call it? But yeah, we have got plans for backdrops.
Yeah.
It's something we need to plan and it's a more longer form video, isn't it?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, than our normal sort of stuff. So, to be truthful, I want to get the books out of the way. The book, I call it the books, but the pages I sort of work on. But I need to get that out of the way before I take. Yeah, a lot of my video stuff and a lot of my channel stuff over the next couple of months is going to be simple stuff. Yeah, because I can't juggle too many balls with this.
No, well, you've got to focus on your main project.
Yeah, very much so, very much so. You know what I mean? And the way I'm looking at it is, a significant proportion of my regular subscribers have jumped on the book. So they'll understand why the channel may have dipped a little with content and stuff like that. Yeah, and they'll be happy with it because they know I'm writing their book. Yeah. A lot of other users will know and be happy with it because even if they didn't jump on, it's still terrain. They know I'm doing my thing and I'm coming back. There will be a proportion that, don't really get the book thing, think the channels have changed, I'll lose a bit. But I've been doing YouTube long enough to know that you do come back.
Yes.
As long as you know the reason of why you've dipped.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know you're going to correct that, you can come back from it. So I'm not overly concerned about the channel. Yeah. I mean, I am concerned, obviously, because it's my ongoing living after the book. Yeah, but I'm not overly concerned because I know it will bounce back and it'll be all right. In the case with the book, I am overly concerned that I don't get a second chance to write that page once it's printed.
Right, yes.
I can always go back and do a better video.
Yeah.
I can always come back to the channel in a couple of months and go, right, we're really going to nail it. I'm going to go back. I'm going to do this. Yeah, I can't do that with the book. So all my primary focus has to be on the book now because I don't get an opportunity to change that in the future. Whereas the channel, I can come back, and I can, not like I'm going, but I can come back with, like, instead of giving it sort of 50% of my time, I can come back and give it, the full 80 or 100.
Yes.
Yeah, at the minute, it's, right, family, tick over, channel, book.
The beauty of the book, though, is that it's going to be a permanent reference for years into the future for people to look at. So it'll have longevity.
And hopefully, and talking commercially, it'll be, an income.
Yes.
I mean, the biggest fear is one day I log on YouTube and they've deleted my channel. It can happen.
Really?
Yeah, it can happen. At the end of the day, I'm nothing to YouTube and I don't pay them for the service, so I've got no way of turning round and demanding they put it back and that sort of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so having other little, you know what I mean, it is definitely beneficial.
Yes.
Hey, sorry guys, we got into a bit of a chat. You need to add flat $5 a month contribution to Ration so we can keep sending you money. Jace keeps going on at me about I need to update my Patreon, and I know I need to update my Patreon. It's really bad as a patron page, to be truthful. But I won't do it. Now, the reason I won't do it is we've just had a really good Kickstarter. I don't want the next channel thing to be me revamping my Patreon so I can ask for more money. I'd rather give it a couple of months, get stuck into the book, get that done, upgrade the audio and the tech kit off the channel, and then at least when I go back to revamp my Patreon, I can go back and say, hey, book's done, channel has been upgraded, the audio's better, the picture's better, the videos are produced better, within range. Yeah. Now I'm upgrading my Patreon, because I feel I'll feel a lot better about upgrading it then, because I put back into the channel.
You'll be able to vindicate what?
Vindicate. You know, look. I put this effort into the channel. Now the book's done. Look at you. You can see it's much better.
Yeah.
And now I've put the effort into my Patreon page, so we can get that better, and I can generate a bit more money. I mean, I'll be honest with you. One of the big things me and Kez were talking about is Kez has reached the point where it's not about me making more money. Yeah. And I know that sounds silly, but I'm okay, and that's something we're doing all right. It's about Patreon really now needs to be focused on getting me an editor. Right. So I don't have to spend half my time video editing, and instead I can spend full time terrain making while someone else does the bit.
Does the video editing.
Yeah, because video editing adds nothing to the channel. Yeah? Do you know what I mean? It's an invisible process.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Yeah? But the stuff that I do in the studio is content for the channel.
Yeah.
So if I can up my desk time, I can up the amount of videos I can put out. The thing that limits the number of videos I can put out is actually how long it takes to edit them. With having 3 cameras to line up and switch between.
Oh, I know, I've done it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's not easy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think when we revamp it, that's what will be the target, to take on a part-time editor.
Like a videographer.
Yeah, a video editor that I can just punt my raw footage at. He can do the major cuts that I can just come in and just clean up over perhaps half an hour rather than it taking a day.
Yeah. I mean, for somebody whose job that is, who does it all day, every day,
quick as out.
Easy peasy, yeah.
Yeah, quick as out.
But to you and me, it's a task.
Yeah, I mean, I do lots of it, and even then, it's a laborious task.
I know.
And I'll be honest with you guys, I love making videos, but there is no joy in editing them.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's. I mean, with editing, all the good stuff and the stuff that you're really proud of, no one sees anyway.
No.
Because it's the stuff that you do to make people realise you haven't edited it.
Right, yes, I'm with you.
You know, so if you've done it well, no one knows you've done it.
No, some of the best work is invisible.
Yeah, exactly. You have Corbin Willow. I don't put the jobs like that on on. Fine, we'll just buy more stuff on your wish list then. We had a great guy get shot with what? One guy was putting up sheetrock and missed the stud and shot through the sheetrock next to hitting a worker. It was just nail guns.
Ooh.
No, no, I don't go near nail guns.
No, nasty things. Yeah.
I mean, I can understand them from a construction point of view, and in the hands of someone who knows how to use them in that application, brilliant tool.
Oh yeah.
In the hands of me, anyone who gives me a nail gun is a bloody idiot. Plain and simple. But no, what's it?
Don't ever use anything like that myself. No. I don't even like using electrical power tools in the garden.
I don't mind that, to be truthful. I'm cautious, but going back to the original point, when using electrical power tools, I always buy quality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And especially with blades and stuff like that. Because with blades, anything you're going to be putting a bit of force in, it could snap.
You don't want that happening.
Yeah, and when the last one is a chisel head coming towards your eye.
Right, exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it will blind you.
Yeah. It is always a good idea to wear.
Okay, put Oz on editing then. The videos would probably be better with Oz. Right. I am going to call it a day because we are at 9 o'clock. I've got to say, guys, we've had about 100 people watching.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. And
it went really quick. I didn't realise it was.
It's been a nice chat because we talked through paints and stuff like that, and then we talked through spray paints and their products, and a quick chat about tools.
Varnish, yeah.
And actually, although I've done a bit of terrain, Although we've not done a lot of a lot of terrain. It's been a really good show.
Yes, absolutely.
It's been a right natter, and it'll be better once The new mic is in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Loads of people saying I love video editing. I'm sure lots of people, do like video editing. I'm just not one of them.
No.
I do it because it's the job and I like the finished video.
Yeah.
But the core bit of the editing is the least soulless of the whole process for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Making the video, I love.
Yeah.
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 Engaging with people afterwards it's gone up. Yeah. Off the back of the video, I love. Yeah. But the admin time in the middle, it's not the desk job I wanted, it's the desk job I've got.
Well, there's different people in the world with different abilities and skills and skill sets. So there's always going to be somebody out there that can do these kinds of things better than you and I, so better to give it to them really to do.
At the end of the day, if it, like we say, if we can up Patreon, we get into a position where I can produce more content, still bring in roughly the same, but my workload is what I love, rather than 50-50 of this is the stuff I love and this is the stuff I've got to do to do the stuff I love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I'm going to pass that bit on to someone else and just give them a paycheck, channel gets twice as much content out.
That's it, yes. And you can focus on what it is that you're good at doing.
Yeah, exactly,
your
exactly,
abilities,
yeah. Ron, Night Mel, watch for 3D printing pics on the Facebook group. I will, dude. I could do my bit if it was in me in the video. Yeah, I know. Great show, 4 p.m. Already, ready to head home. Have you been skiving work? Mel and a chainsaw, blood for the blood god. Yes, exactly. Right, we're going to call it now, guys. Quick switch to the face because you've stared at the desk too long. It's been a cracking show. I haven't checked if anyone has PayPal'd, so I'll do a quick one now just to make sure. Yeah, because I don't want someone to have sent something in and not get a shout out. I'm not expecting anyone to have PayPal because I haven't even mentioned it this show, to be truthful. Like I say, a bit with the Kickstarter and that sort of stuff, I don't feel right asking for people to support me until I'm back doing my normal...
Doing the video shows
yeah.
properly, yeah.
Yeah, there is nothing, no one sent anything in. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll all count on that. Right, guys, I'm going to call it. It's been a cracking show from me. Cracking show from Fred.
Bye for me.
Yeah, and we'll see you soon, folks. All the best.
Bye for now.
Ta-da.